Hey YouTube, it's been a while since I recorded a video like this, or I don't know if I've ever recorded a video like this and put it out. But if you're watching this, I believe you're the type of person that is trying to make it out of your hometown, fulfill your dreams, start some sort of a online business, whatever it is. If it's e-commerce, starting a brand, running an agency, whatever it is. And I'm kind of in the same place, but I realized a couple things. Almost 2 years ago, I moved out of my hometown and I pursued my dream to move to a big American city. I'm originally from Slovakia, which is a small town in Eastern Europe. And probably most of you don't even know where that is, but I moved to Toronto. Ever since I was young, I loved to watch Casey Neistat. That's how I got to this creative job and operating a camera or whatever. And I was stunned with New York City. And Toronto was pretty much the closest to it, and it's very easy to travel to for Slovakians. So I moved there, and it was amazing. The minute I came, I didn't know anybody. I moved out with my best friend, and we immediately set up a company, and we started approaching clients. Got some, then we lost some, then we got some more, and then things got real. And we had to pay for our rent, which was like triple the amount that in Slovakia. So we had to be creative. I got my first ever job in Toronto. I had never worked a job when I was in Slovakia. When I was young, I immediately transferred to making videos, and that's how I made my money, by essentially running a content/marketing agency ever since I was like 15 or 15 years old, 16 maybe. So in Toronto, I got my first job. It was like a coffee barista, whatever it is. I told them that I'm the best at it. They fired me like 5 days after. I hated it, but it was fun, I have to say, but I hated it. I hated every single second. Then I got another job right after, which was working in Banana Republic. Some of you may know this. It's a clothing store. And obviously that wasn't enough. So I got thinking, and the way I got most of my big clients in Europe were approaching them by recording a video, speaking pretty much just like this to the camera, and telling them why I'm the best option. When it was necessary, I even listed like some of my work or some of my referrals or whatever was needed to edit inside of the video, so it's interesting. And I just sent it to their email saying like, hey, I recorded this video specifically for you. I literally did that. I never recorded a video with like a different intro, even though I thought about it and had the same core, and I just swapped the intros for different companies and I sent it to them. I always scouted either a company or a client or a YouTuber even, shout out IC, and I sent it to them, and that's how I got the job. And I found this company in Canada, which was Gladstone Media, and I did the same thing. But before I did that, I emailed them that I want to work for them at that time. They didn't reply first. So I was like, okay, I'm going to get a better email by going into their office and getting like a better email address. That's a very important thing that you need to understand, that you need to communicate with people where there is as minimum amount of noise as humanly possible. And like a broad info at whatever company email address is obviously going to get populated by emails or whatever offers such as yours. So I went to their office. It was all locked in the office building. They couldn't let me in, but I saw somebody leaving through the escape entrance, like the fire exit or whatever. I immediately caught the door and went inside, but I was waiting for so long, and it took me so long outside that it was literally like 4 o'clock or whatever. So I thought there was like, okay, nobody's going to be there. I finally found the office and I started knocking on the door and nobody was opening. And funny thing, at that time I thought, okay, I either knock crazy loud right now and somebody opens and they're either going to be pissed or not pissed, or I don't knock at all and nobody opens the door. So my best bet is to be a psycho. So I knocked the fuck out of that door, and then a guy opened up the door with like thick headphones or earphones in his ears. They were like this big. They were like monitor DJ style headphones that you literally cram inside your ear so you can't hear anything. And he opened up the door and was like looking at me. I was like, dude, I knocked. I was like, okay. And turns out he's one of the bigger people in the company, or like a person that has a higher position in that company, which was a tremendous luck. And I asked for his email, and he like didn't think much of it. And on that email, in the same day, I sent that video. Next thing you know, the owner of the company emailed me, said that I have to immediately come, that he has never seen anything like it. Yeah, that's how I got my job in Gladstone. And the rest of the year of my visa is spent working there. Now I'm working kind of with them on still editing and doing some video work for them. And now we are maybe even going to have a bigger elevated collaboration happening together. It's sort of going to be like a consulting / personal brand deal. And why am I saying all of this? It's really important when even years after years you're trying to do something, but you're still trying to keep your image of someone that you're trying to be. But you have to understand there are going to be steps. And even if you want to be that person that is running, for example, an e-commerce company, or you're consulting people on how to run their personal brands, you need to, as all the people say here online, you need to earn your stripes. And that's super true. That cannot be more true. What I find very interesting is that this journey can take so long. I'm nowhere near where I want to be, but it's going to take much less time when you don't think much of yourself. You're just going to be confident and know what you want to become. And you're not going to be that person that's going to say yes to everything, but you're going to say yes to the necessary things. And you need to be very good at validating the things that are happening in your life. So, for example, when sometimes you have to step down and become an employee, or sometimes you have to maybe struggle with a terrible client, or you're not necessarily happy where you are now based, it's essentially going to be for a good thing if you never stop, if you never give up. The same goes for me, because after a year of living my dream in Toronto, because literally at the end was all I ever wanted to be, I had to come home back to Slovakia as my visa ended. And when I was back home, I was contemplating if I should come back, if I should figure it out. But my best friend wanted to stay, so I got a little bit scared. And then I thought no clients or no people are going to talk to me, as I left for more than a year. But the truth was the exact opposite. As I got back home, for the first couple months, I didn't earn any money. But then after a couple months, people just started noticing, like, hey, you're back. You were in Canada, in Toronto. How was it? And then we started talking, and I was literally very transparent with everybody. How was it? I told them the whole story, how it started, what it was in the middle, and how it ended. And all the people got so maybe moved by it, or maybe just interested, or like appreciated, that I got a whole bunch of new clients from it. And now, maybe a year and something later from it, I've made the most money I've ever made in my life. But the thing is, now I'm reaching another point in this whole roller coaster of a journey, which is that it's still not it. It was never about the money. It was about the city. It was about what you're doing, and more importantly, how are you doing it? I literally realized that the saying, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey, is so true. Because for me, I'm such a visual and such a particular guy when it comes to your surrounding, the people that are around you, the music that is playing, the smells, how things look, how people dress and stuff like that. And even some of you may think like, hey, living in Europe must be so much better, but it's not. This is Eastern Europe. So I think to some of you, I don't have to explain that, but yeah, it's a different type of a society, or different type of a environment, I would say. And it's not a bad type. It's just a type that doesn't suit me. So even though I'm turning 25 this year, I may do another unexpected change. And that's moving back to the city that was so brutal, but at the other hand, it was fulfilling me, and it was truly making me happy. And I think that all comes from the fact on how do you envision things. I think you should really pay attention on when you're thinking about this journey, like, as I said, starting whatever business you want to start or doing whatever job you want to do in life. Think about the fact on how are you imagining it. Are you imagining yourself driving a nice car? But where are you driving it, and who is there with you? Is it just the car you just like it, you just want to take pictures of it and LARP it on Instagram? Cool. Then you are honestly in much more luck than I am, because I have to satisfy more parts, I guess, in me. Or are you imagining your apartment to be a New York style apartment or a Bali villa or whatever it is? You're maybe not necessarily trying to hit that goal that is having $1 million house. It's having $1 million house or whatever it is in Bali. I think it's as important as progressing financially as it's progressing in whatever you want to pursue. It doesn't even have to be moving to a city. It's maybe some of you think like, hey, when I'm gonna be at this and this level, I'm gonna dress this and this and act like this. You can feel better, and you can sort of feel like you're progressing and be happy about it if you try to learn simultaneously on how to act. You don't necessarily need to do the financial part first. You can work on both of them simultaneously, and that will fulfill the fire in you. Because trust me, even after making whatever amount you're trying to make, you're gonna realize you're still missing the big part of it. If you are like me, maybe you're completely different, and all you need is to just make it financially in life. But it's definitely not that for me. And I believe, as I said, this video, I think, found you for a reason, and I believe you are just like that. So I don't know. Let me know what you think about this. Subscribe and maybe leave your thoughts in the comment section. I'm trying to be a better YouTuber now. That's one of the things I want to progress in. So yeah, take care and work hard. Ciao.